contribuintes tiveram a oportunidade de apresentar as suas ideias para o próximo Orçamento Federal. A sessão pública foi quinta-feira na New Horizons Tower, na Bloor Street West, e apesar do frio, os participantes agradeceram a oportunidade para praticar a democracia de uma forma direta.
Our Minister of Finance wrote a personal letter, a personal email to each of his Liberal colleagues to say it's really important that you get feedback directly from your ridings. We're really grappling with some major issues at the national level, and we want to get it right. So we know that affordability is an issue for Canadians. What more can we do at the federal level to actually make things lives more affordable? Seniors and having an honorable retirement. How is it? What more can we do? So we've done a number of things, like we've signed on, we've created a stronger pension plan, we've increased the guaranteed income supplement, we've put a lot more money in home care. But he's saying, what more can we do to make sure that seniors have a more dignified retirement? The world of work. It's going to change for not just youth, it's going to change for all of us. So it was a topic of discussion at our G7 meeting that Canada chaired earlier this year in Charlevoix. But he wants some direct ideas from Canadians.
I think it's absolutely essential. For someone like our MP, they need to communicate with the people. They need to give the people an opportunity to ask questions and to express their own opinions. Julie has been doing this ever since she became an MP. It's a very important part of her job, and she does it very well.
Durante 2 horas, os moradores fizeram propostas variadas que vão desde o trânsito até à alimentação. Em matéria de saúde, há quem defenda que deveria ser implementado o Programa Nacional de Saúde Oral e que o seguro de saúde deveria ser mais abrangente e cobrir fisioterapeuta, psicólogo e ambulância. Os moradores queixam-se ainda do preço da habitação, que atingiu valores muito elevados, sobretudo nos últimos anos, e do aumento do custo de vida em Toronto. O governo tem de investir mais em habitação acessível e tem de trabalhar com a banca para conseguir juros mais baixos para que os casais possam comprar a sua própria casa.
I would be happy to have my taxes lowered, but I also wouldn't want to see my services being hurt or affected by that.
I think that the focus should be on increasing the economy so that there are jobs, more jobs for young people. I would like to see more money going to affordable housing. Particularly young people in our city, Toronto, are finding it very difficult to even to rent a place, let alone think about buying. You have a young family, maybe with kids. When I was a young boy or a young man, you could buy a house if you had a good job. You didn't have a great job. Nowadays, it's very difficult for young people to think of buying a house. And I'd love to see programs that would allow young people to have a hope of buying a house in Toronto.
Em relação ao mercado de trabalho, há ainda quem defenda que os idosos que apresentam boas condições físicas e mentais deveriam ter a possibilidade de trabalhar depois dos 65 anos e que deveria haver uma maior articulação entre a oferta de cursos universitários e as verdadeiras necessidades do mercado de trabalho. Há também quem lamenta o preço das creches e defenda a criação de um plano para ajudar os pais com os custos. Os canadianos criticam ainda o preço das tarifas de telemóvel, que é uma das mais elevadas do mundo, e querem mais acesso a alimentos saudáveis no dia-a-dia na sua área de residência.
Childcare is one of the biggest issues. I think that the federal Liberal government is in a great position to tackle this issue. We know that Conservatives are not going to, and I really wouldn't have any hope for the NDP to put together a proper platform for it. I would love to see a real national childcare policy. Most people can't afford childcare, and most people aren't able to find a work childcare home solution. This is a huge problem. It affects all of the issues that we spoke about today, every single one of them. And it's time for the federal Liberal government specifically to really put together a viable platform.
Os moradores de Davenport também querem mais educação financeira nas escolas para que as famílias não entrem em endividamento e argumentam que é preciso investir mais em inovação e tecnologia. Outra das grandes preocupações é o aquecimento global e as mudanças climáticas do planeta. Os canadianos sustentam que o governo deve incentivar as pessoas a adotarem novos hábitos e que um bom exemplo disso seria a criação de um imposto sobre os sacos de plástico. Os torontonianos estão também preocupados com os tiroteios que têm assolado a cidade nos últimos meses e com os problemas do trânsito.
The federal government's plan, the carbon tax, is the best way to deal with this issue. It applies all across the country. The provinces have the option, if they want, of implementing their own plan, but if they decide not to, then the federal government will impose a carbon tax. We need to do something about global warming. You see all the storms that are happening, the fires in California, the hurricanes. I personally think that's a direct result of global warming. And we need, as a wealthy country in Canada, to set the standard, to be a model for the rest of the world. And the carbon tax that the federal Liberal Party is proposing will do that. We should ban handguns in this country, except for police officers. Police officers need handguns. No one else does. And we don't need assault-style rifles. I got no problem with hunters using rifles to hunt, as we have hunted in this country for hundreds of years. But no one needs an assault rifle. Those should be banned. We need to do something about these things.
I would love to see not necessarily more investment in infrastructure and transit specifically, but better spent money. It absolutely affects my business. It affects my day-to-day life. I hate driving in downtown Toronto. But at the end of the day, more money isn't necessarily the solution. I think spending better and learning from previous projects is where we should be putting our focus.
Os avanços da tecnologia estão a ameaçar o emprego de alguns canadianos e as pessoas querem que o governo invista na formação destes trabalhadores, de forma a que eles possam voltar a ser absorvidos pelo mercado.
For the next generation, yes, there are changes coming to the legal profession, to every profession. Technology is accelerating. It's not going to even be the same. It's going to get more and more dramatic, the changes. That will produce new jobs in some areas, and it will eliminate jobs in other areas. So young people need to focus on what they expect to do down the road. What jobs are going to be there down the road? We need to educate our children about that so that they can plan their lives.
Outro dos assuntos sensíveis foi a relação do país com os povos indígenas. Os moradores querem que o governo faça mais por este pequeno grupo e que crie programas para compensá-los dos danos que sofreram com más decisões políticas. As propostas para o próximo Orçamento Federal podem ser enviadas para o e-mail budget2019@canada.ca e as eleições federais são a 21 de outubro de 2019.